more than 500 players, how does Europe's largest ultimate Frisbee club manage? Welcome to the behind-the-scenes look of Gentle, the powerhouse from Ghent, Belgium, where the sport of ultimate is more than just a game.
Because I think the talent is there.
Keep pushing everybody.
Gentle for me in one word is just family.
Okay, my name is Lyla van Kwali. I am one of the founders of Gentle. I was 10-year president of the club for the first 10 years. And then after I quit, I retired of playing Frisbee. I also quit the president job, so I gave it to the next one. Now I am still coaching a bit, my own kids and other under 17, under 20 players. If you ask me how Gentle started, I think it's all a matter of a bunch of friends. We were playing at that time in 2004. We were playing at the Frisbees, they taught us everything we had to know about playing Frisbee, and we were like 9 of them, I think, coming every week. We were studying in Ghent, and then we had to go to Bruges for practice 2-3 times a week. And after doing that for 2-3 years, we were like, it's not so logical. Eh? We are making this distance. We have a city here, a beautiful city, with a lot of students, with a lot of young guys who didn't know Frisbee at that time. So together with my 9 co-founders, we made a flyer, and then we handed it out on the city festival just to all the people. We thought, okay, you're looking a cool guy or cool girl, do you want to start a new sport? Come and join us in September on the first training. People were coming in, there were like 100 people. I'm not exaggerating, I think it was like 95 to 100. We were like with already 9-10 experienced players that already played for 9 to 10 years. And so the first year, I think we all already managed to become indoor champion. And the second year we became outdoor champion with the Gentle team. So we had like, with this 100, we could make like directly 3-4 different teams and different levels, and also different mindsets, because not everybody wanted to compete on a competitive level. We were big from the start, and that's why we could like directly divide the 100 people into different groups, like people that wanted to train 2-3 times a week, people that only wanted to play pickup games, and so we could like keep on growing in the early days. And we had a beginners group every year. It was called the Rockets, and that was every year like 40-50 new people, students 18-19 years old, like with a lot of energy. And so okay, every year maybe 10 or 15 skipped after 1 year, but then we still could like keep 30 players, new players a year. So it's like they kept on coming, because that was how it worked here. Yeah. You know, we grew up, we got little kids. Those kids were like, had to follow us when we were playing tournaments, so they were there at the sideline all the time. And they started throwing from the moment they could walk, they like tried to catch it, to pancake catch it. And then we never forced them to start the sport, but then eventually when we started the Torpedoes, the youth team, they just also came into the club. And because they already did so many throwing, they were not bad at it. They felt the positive vibes already from when they were really young. If they are on a tournament, a Frisbee tournament, you can tell they feel the joy and the love. And we didn't have to force any kid to start playing.
Hi, I'm Ine, and I'm youth coordinator for Gentle Youth since 2019. I play since I think 2000. I've been playing until a couple of years ago, and then we got more and more youth coming to practice. In a way, I ended up running a practice 3 times a week instead of practicing myself, and that's how I made the transition from player to non-playing coach for the past years. I think we played in 2019, I think, was my last big championship in Győr with the national team. And then COVID came, and then COVID was like a good assistant to my ultimate stop.
When we talk about the youth program, it all started in 2009, so we were existing 5 years at that point. And like I said before, we knew that if you want to become a competitive, good club, you have to start with youth, because these will be the good players in the end.
Yeah, why we started so young is because my son was 6 at the time. So we were like, yeah, let's start from age 6. I always say, if you would have told me like 15 years ago that I would be coordinating youth and coaching youth and actually enjoying it, I would have laughed so hard. Why do I do what I do in order to make Gentle grow? It's not a goal, it's managing. It's something that happened completely by coincidence. I mean, and now the thing I started up as a volunteer has become in part a real job, which I like a lot. If you see the amount of kids that are happy by playing Ultimate, it's really worth it. But it was never my goal to become youth coordinator or to be paid or to manage this kind of program.
We had a good idea, I think, to make a social project. And that was in this neighborhood, this called the Brugse Poort, with a lot of newcomers, a lot of nationalities. And my wife was teaching at a school here in the neighborhood. And so I got to know the kids there a little bit, and we said, okay, why don't we let these kids play Frisbee? So we gave like a whole year training to kids after school in their schools. And that's the first time that I really cooperated with Ine on the ultimate level. And we put 2 schools. She coached one school, I coached the other school. And the funny thing is that guys like Casper and Wolf, who are now main coaches of our under 17, they came out of that project. Samir, who is coaching the under 20, he was in that batch. I got to know Paul, our Black Pearl from Ghana. He came just into the country. He didn't speak any word of Dutch and started to play Frisbee, and he's still playing now. And because it was a social project, we got recognition from the city council. At one moment, the chairman of sports, we meet with him, and then he came to the Buok final. He saw, okay, this is a real sport, and he gave us like subsidies to make our sport bigger and to get youth involved. So we were able to have a part-time youth sports coordinator who was paid to make more kids play sports.
Of the main problems we had for the youth program was finding enough coaches to run every practice with the youth. And during COVID in Belgium, you were allowed to go outside and to practice sports until the age of 14. So under 11 and under 14 were still allowed to practice in groups of, I think, maximum 12 or 15 children. And so I invited everybody who still wanted to play Ultimate in some way, like under 17, under 20, but also adults, like, can you come and run a practice with the under 11 and under 14, and in the meantime you play a bit yourself. So during those years I actually recruited a lot of coaches for the youth program.
I think we had a really good idea of mixed coaching.
We have parent coaches, and then we have the youth coaches, often in combination with a parent coach.
I started to become a coach or a trainer. We said, okay, we have to help these young guys that are having the energy, but they don't always have the discipline. you put one dinosaur like me. I am severe. I am not so friendly with the kids all the time, but I make sure the discipline is there. And then I take 2-3 young kids with me, assistants coaching, whatever you call them. They are playing with the kids. They are like the guys who they can look up to because they have crazy skills. And together we can make a good training and keep these kids motivated.
And it was a really good period to experiment with educating our own youth players into youth coaches. There are a couple of reasons why most of the youth coaches are staying. So we try to pay them as fair as possible. So we pay them youth coaches between 2 and 25 euros for a practice, which according to the age and the experience. And we try to give them as much support and recognition as possible. So they don't have to really prep, they can choose from a bunch of exercises. And each year we organize drinks and get-togethers with the coaches. I try to give them something each year, like a nice shirt or something. So, and I give them a lot of thumbs up and pats on the back, and yeah. The stars of the program, for me, or like the measurement on how well the program is doing, is like the kids that started out and that you think this is not going to work. I think ultimate is not your sport. And then 5 years later, you see the same kids and they play in a national team and they made such a huge progress, or they are still around and come to practice. I mean, that's the best measurement to see how the club is working. It's so hard to predict with kids where they will end up. So it's not about persisting and giving them a chance or a second chance. It's about third chances and keep pushing everybody, not just your best players or your star players, but try to invest, make it broad and try to invest in everybody.
Kort, Frisbee doorgeven. Frisbee doorgeven. Yes. Oké. Ja, is goed. Teken! Oké, koppen, volgende. Wat duik passend, hè. Even wachten tot ik kijk, Simon. Ja, doe maar. Doe maar. Ja, goed zo. Het is al punt, hè. Yay! High fives, goeie koppen. Joe! Zwaaien.
If you think about future talents, I think Torpedoes, Gentle Torpedoes is full of it.
We had Lander and Tobe and Samir, and they joined the open team.
We have such a big pyramid of kids. At the base of the pyramid is so big, and then they play like Pita de Speel. Maybe you know that girl. I saw her starting playing when she was 9 years old, I think, and now she's 16, only 16, but she's already one of the big upcoming talents and women frisbee. So because they just threw so much and they have the experience and the talent, the experience and the tactics of when we were like 30 years old. That's the big difference now. Our generation, we started playing at 19, 20 years old. And then you build up this experience, like 10 years of experience, and then you're 30 and then you go down physically, because that's how it is.
I'm really proud that the past year and this year, for the first time, we actually have girls coming from our youth program that are actually joining the women, gentle women, and also reinforcing the women. And now you see, with the input of Emma and Pita and Juliette, all of a sudden last year they make the final of the Belgian Championship. again after completely out of the blue, out of nowhere. So that's really nice to see. So it's really worth investing in taking on girls.
Dus nu 3, 2, 1, 2, up! Slang one. Oké, dus in defense, backhand en dan kunnen ze moeilijker hammeren. Oh! Oh!
Okay.
Oh.
Snel gedaan is.
Layout tot zo.
Ja. Gewoon efficiënt.
Ja.
You know, we are called gentle. Eh? It's like it's a crazy or maybe an awkward word for a team, eh? Because gentle is like maybe soft or sweet or like not really like that's not what you think about when you hear gentle. But okay, it's formed out of Ghent, of course. That's the city we were in at that time. We want to play fair and with respect for ourselves, our teammates, and our opponents. That is the key of everything, I think.
And maybe with the youth project, that might be the biggest difference between our youth project and other clubs, is that we have so many parents that come from high-level ultimate frisbee, that have been in a national team themselves, and now they have kids and they want to pass the love for the game to the kids. Well, that's in my case. That's for me, and I know for a fact that for the others, it's the same. So if you want to grow and if you want to start youth, you make babies and you teach them ultimate.
Krana has got some serious speed, incredible athlete in every regard. His throwing coming on and coming on and coming on, but as an upfield receiver, as an initiator in a deep, he's one of the best in Europe.
I am Tobe de Krane. I am an assistant coach for Gentle Open, and I am also playing for Gentle Open for the moment. I've been playing for Gentle since 2013. I discovered the sport through my family. My uncle played Jelle, and he started Gentle as well, and that's the reason why I started playing and why I'm still playing. My goals for the future overall is I want to be a world champion. I want to be the MVP in America, in the UFA, but also in the club league in America. And I want to win European finals with Gentle.
I want to see all of you becoming champions in open division, in mixed division, in women's divisions. For you, there are no limits. So just go out and play and make new friends, and don't be afraid and challenge yourself.
And for Ghent as a team, we just want to make as many kids having fun on a pitch and playing sports, whatever their level is.
To see them reach the highest level possible is one thing, and then to see them continue playing ultimate for basically the rest of their lives is like another goal.
My dream some years ago was like, because I was coaching the under 14s and under 17s, and I saw a big group of boys and girls. My dream was always maybe to make a really good mixed team of young guys, all like under 21, under 24, and keep them together, and then maybe at one point trying to become European or even a world champion, because I think the talent is there. We played so many Mooncatchers finals. We call them El Clasico. Like it was like just the tension of these games were so nice. Yeah, I love to play against Arnaud, Pierre, Benoit, Dov, and all the other guys. And yeah, I was always like, you really want to beat these guys. So that's how these games were so intense.
I think if I had to describe the rivalry between Gentle and Mooncatchers, I think it's a fuel for me, because obviously they're better known in the world of Ultimate than Gentle. But I think every time somebody mistakes me for playing for Mooncatchers, it gives me extra fuel to work harder and let them know everybody, or let them know Belgium for Gentle and not for Mooncatchers.
Hier ongeveer, iedereen mag hem hier breed opstaan, een beetje in een half boogje zo.
I think Gentle is very special in its own way. It is the biggest club in Europe, and still it feels like family, because I've been playing for 10 years and like I have a whole friend group in the team that I do things with, non-ultimate related as well. So I think that's crazy if you can have the biggest club in Europe and still feel so connected all together. I think that's a special feature, and that says a lot about how the club is run. I think Gentle in the next 5 years will be one of the best clubs in Europe, and we can keep proving it again and again.
Bringing friends together and having fun and go and explore the world through these Frisbee travels.
I think I would just choose one word. Gentle for me in one word is just family.
Like one big family.
Family as well.